Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. This is the Queen of Swords. And this is the weekly general reading for the period of Sunday, June 9th through Saturday, June 15th. So actually, Sunday, June 9th is a feast day on both the Christian and the Jewish calendars. It is what is considered the Feast of the Pentecost, which is an event celebrating originally the Jewish holiday of Shavuot, or the Feast of Weeks, which is still celebrated by Jews. But after Jesus came to be known for Christians as the Feast of the Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit descended upon the disciples and taught them, or through clear cognizance, taught them how to speak a variety of languages so that they could travel the world spreading the good news. So that's going on. But there's also recognition of, celebration of the Torah in general, and the Quran this week. And thereby recognition and celebration of Moses and of Muhammad. Further to that, my birthday, June 13th, is a celebration of Mary, Our Lady of Fatima, of Jesus Christ, the eternal priest, of Saint Anthony, and of Clarence 13X, or Allah, the father of the nation of gods and earths, or the 5% nation. It is also the day on which my channel and I celebrate Mary's original vibration, high vibration, the goddess Isis, who's standing here always with us when I do my videos. Yes, so that is the day on which she told me to celebrate her birth. I feel like there was other stuff on the 13th. You can check that out in the general. Actually, the general is going to be in two parts. Because this is the general. I'm saying you can check it out in the general. You can check it out in part 1 of the general is what I meant to say. I had so many different things to talk about and important beings and deities to talk about, as you can see, that I did that on one video, and where I was about to do the reading, and as it became clear I was never going to get to it, I decided to end after I finished going over all that stuff that was going on this week, and then to come back here to do the cards separately. So let's do that. Beginning with cocktail, the dice. Weekend away. And forget it. Spirit says no. Dirty movie. And spend money. But those of you who want to understand more about, history, this journey, yourself as it relates to history and this journey, and the ascended beings that came before us, the gods, the earths, the deities that came before us, ascended masters, elders, then you in particular do check out the part 1 of this, because it's basically a free class. It's basically like you're like going to school for something that's pretty valuable, if you ask me, for nothing. You just tune into YouTube and you get it. I could really be teaching. I'm qualified. I'm credentialed too, where I could be teaching in a school. As I could be a professor, or I could be a high school teacher or something like that. But I'm here for you guys. So let's take advantage. All right, so I'm going to begin with the Two of Spring, which is, of course, twos are all about faith, duality. Twos are the number representative of the sign of Gemini, the twin. So 2 or an 11. And the Two of Spring in particular, or Two of Wands, is not only a card about manifestation, as far as step 2 of manifestation, when we just have the faith that it's actually going to come to pass, but representative of divine unions and, twin flame relationships. The Angel Tarot, I'm going to start with Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. The Dreamer in this deck in particular represents for me the planet Mercury, which is entered Cancer last week. I talked about that during last week's general reading, that Mercury was entering Cancer. Of course, a ruler of the sign of Gemini, where the sun currently is, where the moon just was, the new moon, and where Venus enters tomorrow, the 8th. I'm doing this reading on the 7th, June 7th, Prince's birthday. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. Because it represents Mercury for me, it also represents the signs of Gemini and Virgo, which Mercury also rules. Speaking of Mercury, it is the communication planet. And with my angel therapy cards, at least as far as advice, I'm beginning with throat chakra, right? You need that in order to communicate. The angels are helping you to speak lovingly your truth. It may be Gabriel in particular, because like I said, this week, it was we celebrate, or we recognize the days that not only Moses received the Torah and the commandments also on Mount Sinai, but that Muhammad received the words of the Quran via the angel Gabriel, the same way that Mary received the news that she did. And lastly, my Namaste cards, which these are little oracle cards, like positive affirmation cards. I haven't used them in forever, but I was guided to take them out today. And we're going to start with the blessing of letting go. Free yourself from negative entanglements by letting go of emotional ties, beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking that no longer serves you. You have the power. That which you let go will transform into an endless blessing. So something infinite and wonderful and positive is coming. But I was also made to see that I had ended up with this card at the bottom of the deck. And, to me, it looks like Mary, again, it's a representative of Mary, the mother of Jesus, as well as maybe Mary Magdalene, his woman. And I like this little bindi she appears to have on her forehead, because I have a natural beauty mark that looks like a bindi. People sometimes mistake for a bindi in the center of my forehead. Maybe we'll use this as an opening message. It is about Divine Mother, so this is appropriate. Like I said, we're celebrating Mary, we're celebrating Isis, I was going to say more importantly, but equal. This week we're celebrating Mother. Let's put it that way. A previously closed door now opens. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. But be mindful, humble, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel her energy and love in your heart. And know that you're eternally blessed by the Divine Mother. This card also for me connecting to, especially with all that talk about Earth, Venus having entered Gemini, because Venus is another representation of Divine Mother. And Gemini, as the esoteric ruler of Gemini, she is home there. But she's also, like a queen of Earth as the ruler of Taurus. And the planet of abundance, the goddess of abundance, the planet of love, the goddess of love. So I definitely feel her through this card also, and her presence here for this reading. On that note, let's get to this reading. Again, beginning with the Dreamer, Major Arcana card 0, which is the Fool in the traditional tarot. All about a leap of faith, a brand new path we never walked before. And opening to the Ten of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can lead to stress-related health concerns. Ten of Fire. The Six of Fire. Victory. Good news, it's on its way. Public recognition or awards. Opposite the Ten of Fire, the victory can be over like the number of things that we had to do, you know, like completing them all. We got several things on our plate, but we resolved every last one of them. That can be what the victory is. Ten of Fire again. And opening to the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself or others, and others maybe. Ten of Fire. Maybe people are in need of forgiveness because, you know, one was burdened, whereas something should have been shared. There should have been balance between more than one person. You know, no one should have been made to carry the full load themselves. And opening to Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot. I like seeing this 7 today on the 7th. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower. Public recognition. So the Chariot, like the Six of Wands we just saw, is a card of victory. It's also a card of movement. It can be about literal movement like travel, moving even, or it can be figurative and metaphorical, always positive, never backward. Also, the Chariot connected to modes of transportation, planes, trains, automobiles. And Cancer is where Mercury, the planet that actually rules transportation, is located right now. So this could be popping up because of Mercury in Cancer. Ten of Fire. And then Knight of Fire. Passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The Knight of Fire is a Leo, where the moon is today on the 7th. An Aries, or a Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. A sudden event that needs your immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. And on that note, did you hear the sirens? You know, it's like an emergency. Ten of Fire. I'll do one more. Ooh. I'm going to stop here. It's the Five of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. It can be that, on a more positive note, the Five of Fire for me can sometimes be about Mars, like that aggression, that action, that need to, by any means necessary, we got to do something. You know, we got to take action. Somebody's got to take the lead ASAP, make a change. So that can be what this is too. I'll do one more because, like I said, I don't want to end on a 5 up and a 10. You know, those both of those cards are about like the need for a clearing of energy, even if they are positive. Okay, this is a little bit better. Major Arcana card 8, Justice. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. This too can be about balance. 8s are actually about karma and karmic energy and things, you know, being made right. The playing field being evened. The scales being balanced, you know, and no one or the other's particular favor, just where they belong. What's right. What's fair. What's equitable. And it's the 10 of Air now. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Somebody may even be recovering from an addiction. The 10 of Air can be about betrayal, codependency, you know, toxicity, actual addiction, whether it's to a substance or a person, you know, just anything, something toxic. Very nice. The overall energy is the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. And there's 2 there, I think. Felt a little thick. I think there's 2 there. So for whatever reason, the energy that's surrounding each of us, they want 2. I almost got 2 there too, but I think that's 1. There's 2 crowning. And foundation, heart of the matter. Interesting, very interesting. Crowning the masculine. The 4 of fire. Ooh, I like this already. With an overall energy of the Ace of Fire, a beginning energy with the other deck of the 2 of fire, and a crowning card of the 4 of fire for the masculine. We're off to a really awesome start for this week. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. This can indeed be about any of those things. Further to that, it can be about commitment, even marriage, actually, engagement, something going on with one's family in a positive way, household, you just remodeled, or you moved, maybe cohabitation, all those things. And it's whatever it is, it represents, happiness and joy for you too. I call it like home and hearth card. Masculine surrounded by, okay. The 5 of fire, which I said, could be about taking action, but could also be about competing goals. So I'll explain what that could mean in connection to the 4 of fire in a second. But also the 9 of water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away and you have a love of life. The 9 of water is indeed a wish card. It's a big yes from the minor arcana. And it's something that we've attempted to manifest. We've made intentions on it. We have focused on it. We have prayed on it. We have wished, we've tried our luck, whatever the case is. It's happening, right? We were able to bring it towards us, whatever method we, used, or whatever, by whatever name we decided to call it. What are the things that we could have asked for in terms of that prayer or, intention? Could have been like, give me the energy, give me the strength, give me the motivation to get this thing done. Help me spring into action. And they could say, yes, we will. Or there could have been competition, maybe for a commitment, more than one suitor, and you pray to be the one. Maybe in terms of a new home, there was more than one person trying to, get this home, making a bid, trying to get this apartment, whatever it was, and you got it. More than one person going after the same job that's going to make your family very, very happy. You got it. Okay. Masculine subconscious. Wow. Okay, we're still with this fire. I like the Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. You got to take action right away, and you're getting that assistance. In answer to your prayers, you're getting the ability to take action right away. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The Knight of Fire, again, is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It could be Mars helping you spring into action, Mars himself, or it could be Jupiter himself giving you the luck, giving you the, or paying you for your positive karma. Crowning the feminine. Ugh, not so lucky. The 5 of Earth, fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others, or uncertain self-employment. In addition to that, or in general, for me, it's like any kind of feeling of lack or abandon. So as it relates to relationships, for example, for me, it is fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, fear of no commitment, fear of he's never going to ask me, or she's never going to ask me, to be an official couple or to marry or whatever. Make me an honest woman, as they say. Daddy issues, they're going to leave. All of those things for me are connected to the 5 of Earth. It can be, directly connected to finances or the material as well, of course, as the suit of Earth or Pentacles. And with the 5, it's about the need for like a change in energy. If we've been feeling this lack, we need something to change so we can feel more abundant. Feminine surrounded by, again, she got 2 cards too. Okay, nice. It is Major Arcana card 2. There's that duality again and that representation of Mother, the High Priestess. who is herself a Gemini. In the tarot, sometimes also considered a water sign too. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. So the High Priestess is not somebody who, shows her hand. She, as they say, plays her cards close to, the cuff. She knows how to hold her hand so nobody else can peek at it. And she knows how to keep her mouth shut. She's very mysterious. And she doesn't have to tell you what it is she's doing. Sometimes because she doesn't even know what she's doing. She's still observing. She's still trying to figure it out. What is her next move? And until she figures out what is her next move, she's not making any moves, period. When she does, because she has employed her wisdom, her intellect, her knowledge, her intuition, her gut feelings, her heart, her sentiments, her values, her whatever it is, she will be victorious. The Six of Fire. Victory. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. Maybe good news in relation to money, the material. You're fearing that you won't have it. You're fearing it won't come in time, perhaps. You're fearing, what should I do? I don't know what to do. But if you take the time to take a step back and play the High Priestess, you'll figure out what to do or not do and be victorious. I just want to add the 6 and the 2 together, of course, equal 8, which is the number representing karma. So, receiving, again, maybe a gift from Jupiter for doing the right thing. Feminine subconscious. Wow. The Queen of Fire, confident, intelligent, graceful. She is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, just like this knight over here. She may be in a relationship with this knight. Maybe one party a little older than the other. One's in their 30s, one's in their 40s, or something like that. Perhaps the masculine is the younger. The male is the younger. He's the one that's 30-something. Queen over here, she's 40-something. She's a little older, wiser. She's also confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't feel lack. Don't feel void. Don't feel, like uselessness. There's only one High Priestess in the deck. Only one. How could you be insignificant? Assert your independence and creativity. As far as the court and the major arcana here today, so far, no characters in play, but likely a Gemini or a fire sign. Crowning. Again, we got 2 cards. Speaking of Gemini, the Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic and witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. The Queen of Air is in fact a Gemini, which it crosses here, a Libra, which Justice that we saw earlier represents, or an Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, of course. Doesn't have to be an air sign at all. And this is also Venus. This is also representing Isis. This is representing Mary. This is, representing that divine mother. And moving into a new place spiritually, metaphorically, figuratively, or literally. It's sitting here next to the 4 of Fire. It's sitting here next to the 5 of Earth. So moving out of this funk towards something far better, because the Queen of Air doesn't stay in one place, for too long, especially not funky energy. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. At the root, foundation. Might tell us how we even got to this other stuff. What happened? Major Arcana card, Release or Death, which represents the sign of Scorpio. Now all the characters are showing up. It's the end of a phase or situation. For the feminine, could be the end of a broke phase, whether that is financially, in a material area, or in relationships, you know, the end of lack. Spiritual transformation, just like the Eight of Water suggests. It's time to move on, again, like the Eight of Water suggests. Major Arcana card, Release or Death, card number 13, represents the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars and can be represented by this fire that's here too. And at the heart of the matter, the Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Maybe you need to figure out where we're going, if anywhere. Again, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, figuratively, or literally. Who's coming with? Queen of Air. She makes adjustments. She adds people to her roster, so to speak, her team, and she cuts people off. Like the queen, the queen giveth and the queen taketh away. So what exactly is she willing to walk toward or walk away from? It's crossing the Six of Wands and the High Priestess, which together, you know, as a coupling can be about, like kind of like miss me with the bullshit. Like I'm not falling for anything. I mean, first of all, the High Priestess again is a real G, you know, and she moves in silence, period. And so she's not going to like let on that if you're feeding her bullshit, she'll be like, and she's not going to fall for it. And she's just taking it in, and then she's going to decide what she's going to do there. That's one possibility. Then it's sitting here next to the Two of Earth. So what might it be about? I mean, this is the general reading. If it's about work, for example, should you walk toward a job, away from a job, need to make more time for her family? I mean, it's crossing this Five of Pentacles, this Five of Earth, you know, so there could be lack or a feeling of lack and a need to work 1,000,000 hours or something like that. Or maybe a lack of time to spend with, you know, a loved one or something. Could be a few things in a general reading for, you know, a large group of people. So when this work, you might want to take some sort of risk, jump at something, which definitely could be what the masculine is doing here. The Nine of Spring or Water cups. Why I say spring? Spring is fire. The Nine of Water, or summer, is what I was thinking. Cups coupled again with the Five of Wands. Just really wanting to pursue something, wanting to go after something and get it. And it might be sudden. It might be like, you know, what the hell was I thinking? Like I need to be running after that opportunity. And now I want it more than I ever did before. Could be relationship, right? Twos, there's a two at the heart of the matter. Twos are still about partnership and duality in some respect. So it could be that. And the queen could be deciding, you know, what she's going to do about that. Or, you know, this may be her energy too, what she wants to run toward. Being tired of something else. So yeah, as it relates to work or your career or something, you may need to take some sort of risk, jump at something. You don't want to like limit your chances. And the masculine is in no mood or position to limit his chances. He's ready to go. He's ready to definitely take action. You need focus though. And so that's where again, this High Priestess comes in. You don't want to just be running around loose, like they used to say, well, a chicken with your head cut off. You want to have some sort of direction. You're running towards something, you're running away from something, or walking towards something or walking away from something. Not like just all over the place. In love, you may be having trouble finding time for each other. And maybe that was okay with the masculine before. Maybe he wasn't as invested and focused as he should have been before. And now that's different. It's like, I know what I want. I want this really bad. I'm going to chase this thing. I'm going to make time. Feminine, perhaps not trusting that. Again, miss me with the bullshit, because I always feel lack. Like, what have you done for me lately? Where have you been? Finances could need more balance. Maybe you need to literally balance your checkbook or something. You need to figure out how much money you have exactly. Make sure that you're paying attention, your bills are paid. Don't just walk around not knowing. Again, the high priestess is somebody who knows. And if she doesn't know, she finds out, because she, looks into things. And, before she makes another move, she figures out what's up. So it could be about that. If you're single and maybe open to love or looking for love, make sure that you're ready. So that could be a reason why you're playing the high priestess. Like, before I go out, just don't jump out the window. Before I put myself out there, am I really ready to do this? And you got to be sure that you're willing to make space and room for somebody to be in your life. If you're not ready to carve out that space, and find time for relationship and for yourself, as the two of earth would have you do, then put the romance thing on hold. Like, don't look to commit to somebody. Maybe be clear with people that, with just that, that you're not ready for a relationship, and you just want to have some fun or go out and see where it goes and stuff like that, which is very doable, again, not only for high priestess, but for a queen of fire. And then for some, it is a little bit deep, more, deeper than that. With them both here, and quite possibly on, the other's mind, one another's mind, there is an actual connection and relationship here waiting to flourish, blossom, start, become ignited, restart, right? Where there's death, there's birth, there's rebirth, there's resurrection. Maybe even the Holy Spirit descending upon a relationship and helping you to communicate, right? Giving you new language to speak. That's what the Feast of the Pentecost is about. Helping you to communicate, to talk to each other. What's your love language? What's your love language? We can finally talk and figure out how, what each other needs, how to find balance in this relationship. Give you what you need, give me what we need. Well, what I need, so that we have what we need together. But, enough guessing. Let's do a little further clarification with the other deck. And sure enough, we're beginning with the Two of Spring. Again, the Two of Wands. So that could be representative of this queen and this knight here. They're coupling. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people who are helping you. So this also, again, relates to work too. But somebody's feeling stuck, somebody's feeling trapped, or somebody's feeling fear. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. If you say, there, I know how to open this. I can get out of here. And it'll say, yep, let me further show you and direct you to where you should be going. Eight of Winter, Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, representative of the planet Venus, which again enters Gemini tomorrow, of which she is a ruler. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. The Empress, similar to the High Priestess, is only one. It's only one Empress. She is mother. So this is another representation of mother. She is fertile. She, with ideas, with eggs, with what you needed, she got it. She's creative. She can do, all things. She's every woman. She may be somebody who's learning she's pregnant this week. She may be somebody who's trying to get pregnant this week. 3 is also representative of the Creator. So very spiritual, also connected to Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Clarence 13X, Moses, right? Spiritual leaders. And again, Venus, so the planet of love and abundance, or love and money. She can help you out of this feeling of being stuck, whatever area it is. She's beautiful. She is confident. She's, he finds her really, really sexy. Helping to the King of Autumn, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. King of Autumn, he's a Capricorn, Virgo, also ruled by Mercury again, or a Taurus ruled by Venus. And the Six of Winter, the challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. Six of Winter. It's another 3. Major Arcana card, Awakening, or the Hanged Man, which for me represents the planet Neptune and the sign of Pisces, which it rules. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon get moving again. So we could find ourselves in some sort of air of suspension, or a feeling of limbo. Like, what? I don't know what's happening. I don't know which way I'm going right now. And that could be what this is too. Confusion maybe. But it won't be like that for long. So take advantage of the time rather than, get stuck in a slump. Take advantage of the time to think and figure things out. What's my next move? Six of Winter, or Swords, also similar to the Chariot, is a card of movement. The Chariot and this Eight of Water, they crown us too. A card of movement, could be moving, could be travel. Very nice. Oh boy, did you see that? I was just about to say it's another 4 of Spring, or Wands, which is the card we have crowning the masculine. And then it said, yep, that's not it. It's another Ace of Spring too, which is our overall energy in the other deck. So very nice. It's time to kick back, relax, and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. And the Ace of Spring, a wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action like the masculine very clearly wants to do, and to passionately pursue every possibility. So the overall energy is Major Arcana card 5, Unity, or the Hierophant. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a spiritual or sacred path. The Hierophant also about commitment. And we've seen now 2 4 of Wands, 2 Ace of Wands. So there could definitely be some relationships or different contracts, commitments going on, even if they're business or close friendships. As far as the Queen of Swords is concerned, again, she's good for adding things or people, to her roster, to her team, or for cutting them off, for getting rid of what doesn't serve a purpose in her life with that sword. And the Hierophant is good at that too, at least in my opinion. The Hierophant can be about the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves. And I need to resonate with them, on a spiritual level. It needs to be somebody of our vibration or frequency similar or higher, from whom we can learn something. So again, like I was saying, inviting you guys to come to class, to learn something, to watch my other video where I, more so teach about things than read cards. So it could be something like that, joining my channel, or officially joining some other type of group where like-minded people get together, or finding new friends, people who are more like you. Maybe removing some or some things, some practices from your life that aren't like you, or aren't your style, really don't really resonate with you. You've been lying. However, the Hierophant can also be about tradition and doing the right thing. And it's like, you should be doing what somebody like you in your position, in your shoes, as they say, is expected to do, you know. Like it's not the time necessarily when this card shows up to fight the system, fight the power, you know. Although personally, to me, it's always the time, you know, revolution now, you know. But yeah, so we'll see what the other cards, what this Hierophant may mean for us today. More specifically, Hierophant also representative of the planet Venus again, and the sign of Taurus, which she rules. Crowning the masculine atop the Four of Fire. Speaking of Taurus, it is the Prince of Autumn. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action, right? Remember all this action that the masculine's wanting to take? This is saying, wait, slow down, buddy. Make a plan first, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn, he's about this, you know, slow and steady wins the race sort of, you know, school of thought. And he is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He can be representative of Mercury, ruler of the sign of Virgo. He can be representative of Venus, ruler of the sign of Taurus. He can be representative of Saturn. There's actually some activity this week that I didn't mention, with Saturn, which is currently in retrograde in Capricorn, which it rules. This can also be representative of material, of money. It, you know, as a court card, it very well may be an actual person in your life, or the masculine's, you know, energy in a direct way. But it can also be representative of like the money, for example, in order to acquire this asset, in order to renovate a home, in order to move, in order to get married. You know, the resources, not necessarily money, the resources. Atop the Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups, which we said was about the masculine's like almost desperate, but in a positive way, need to pursue something. Like he wants something really badly and is willing to fight to get it. Wow, I like this masculine. The King of Spring, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. This is your confirmation right here that this is the way for you to go. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans, here's the plans, remember, they will be successful as long as you stay focused on the big picture. What is that thing that you want? What is that thing you're being motivated to go after? Keep yourself focused. Make that your focused intention. That is how you will manifest it. The King of Spring is a Leo, like depicted here, an Aries or a Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And the King of Spring of Wands is also the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. Very nice. Atop the Knight of Wands, who may be, again, a little bit younger than this king, if they're actual characters or a representative of actual, you know, people's energy, is, speaking of Leo, it is Major Arcana card Strength, and it's another 2. Again, 2s are still about partnership, faith, duality. Sitting here in this subconscious position atop the Knight of Fire, this can just be the masculine, you know, sort of either thinking about or in a spiritual sense, you know, taking on this energy, an emotional sense, taking on this energy, knowing in his heart and his mind that he can face anything that comes his way. He is unstoppable this week. True strength also is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. So he's capable of all of those things too. You have tremendous personal power, masculine. And absolutely this fire energy, particularly on this side, could be representative of a Leo. We got 2 cards, one atop the other here with a lion right on the front. Both the King of Spring and Major Arcana card Strength have this lion on them. Atop the Five of Earth, the Ace of Summer. So again, all is not lost, feminine. There was indication that we could be moved out of this energy, right? We could be moved out of lack towards something far more awesome. And here it is, the Ace of Summer. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. So whatever way we look at it, that very much coincides with the Hierophant, with the Eight of Cups sitting here atop the Queen of Swords, with the Death card here, that something is ending, something's being let go of, but then something beautiful is coming to fill its place. Atop the High Priestess and the Six of Wands, it's another ace, the Ace of Autumn. Hashtag winning on the side of the feminine. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. And again, you're going to take a step back and look at your options and your feelings and your thoughts before you jump. Look before you leap, as the High Priestess. Atop the Queen of Fire, the King of Winter. Very interesting. Intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly. Be objective, excuse me, and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. The King of Winter is a Gemini, Libra, and he's often a professional too. He may be somebody who's helping you to come by this abundance. He may be a lawyer, a judge, some sort of, other professional, a realtor, a financier, especially coupled with the Ace of Autumn. He may just be somebody you're interested in, somebody who brings you emotional joy and fulfillment. Being on the table at the same time as the Queen of Swords or Winter, it's also another indication of, for some of us, this having to do with not only partnership, but romantic partnership specifically, whether we're air signs or not. Crowning that Queen of Swords and the Eight of Water with which she is coupled, it is the Princess of Autumn. Cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education. We talked about all those things, right? Work, education, opportunity to learn something from somebody, making adjustments so that we could do that. Whatever we need and the resources to be able to get it done, right? Whatever the case is for us, it is coming, right? A promotion, a scholarship, something coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting, to start a more rewarding career, a more uplifting career, or relationship. It can be relationship too, perhaps with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Moving toward one, moving away from one. At the root, foundation, a top major arcana card, Death. It is the Six of Autumn, some sort of exchange that was free, that was unconditional. I read this morning, first thing this morning, about Bradley Cooper breaking up with his girlfriend amicably. That can be what this is. We know that we need to release this relationship, and nobody's mad though. Out of unconditional love, I'm giving you release. You're giving me release. And we're each receiving it from each other too, without agenda, just so that we can go our separate ways, so we can walk off and towards something that resonates better with our soul. And this can be applied, not only to relationships, but, to anything that we're leaving behind, the job, a school, or whatever, friendship. At the heart of the matter, atop the Two of Earth or Pentacles is, oh boy, the Two of Winter. So it's still an indication that some sort of decision needs to be made. Listen to this, because again, you got to go within maybe to figure out what it is you want. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. Don't let somebody try to tell you what to do with regard to that decision. And I will try to see, let's ask, maybe they'll show us. Sometimes they just show me another card about making a decision to mock me. But let's see with what this decision may have to do for the majority of those watching. It's another Queen of Winter. See, I said, sometimes they just mock me. The Queen of Winter, experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. So it has to do with maybe an actual air sign, female, maybe most specifically a Gemini, since that, or most specifically an Aquarius, since that's what the Queen represents in the tarot. Or somebody, again, who is walking towards something, walking away for something for their better good, because this other thing doesn't resonate with them anymore. Or something does resonate with them. They need to walk towards it. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Queen of Winter, again, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Just a lot of room for growth, opportunity, happiness, joy, emotional fulfillment this week in these cards, and potentially involving a lot of characters, as they say. Since we already read this as an opening message and we already looked at the blessing of letting go, we give these a little shuffle. It's a blessed season, opposite blessings from your soul. Oh, that wasn't good. That was better. A blessed season, a blessing in relationship. Blessing in relationship and life's blessings. Yep, life's blessings. Get these good and mixed up. And we've come to a blessed season. And I think this is probably about, not everything is meant for permanence. Some things just have a season, a purpose. And that's very Queen of Swords, right? The purpose is fulfilled. We move on to something else. Overall energy is you are the blessing. You are a blessed soul and a blessing to this world and others. In giving, you also receive. 6 of Autumn. For life is an ebb and flow of love and blessings. We're all of a single essence and one in spirit. To give is to both bless yourself and others. And lastly, from the Angel Therapy cards, again, we're beginning with throat chakra. Okay, opening to cut your cords, very Queen of Swords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear away any old attachments to fear that stem from your past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. That could definitely be what this 5 of Earth is for the feminine. But also, be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Throat chakra and twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. I'll do one more despite that. You're profoundly clairvoyant. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about already. Trust what you see in your mind's eye, High Priestess, as well as with your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. And we come to God box, which has special meaning for me today, being that it's a means of communication with God. And so that's how I'm thinking about the Pentecost, or the Feast of Weeks and Shabbat, or whatever, however you want to refer to it, as well, right? Coming into different ways to communicate, not only with God, but with God's people, brothers and sisters. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box, as a way of letting go, right? Death. And of allowing the divine to help you. So release something, and then again, it's replaced with something even more appropriate for us. And the overall energy is third eye chakra, High Priestess. It's safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So, further advice to the masculine, other than you're going to just have the energy and stamina and courage, wherewithal to face whatever comes your way and to pursue whatever is your heart's desire. And I'm also being made to realize, again, there's not only this one couple at the table. The king of spring or fire, wands, is here, and the queen is here. But what is interesting also is the king of winter is with the queen of fire, and the queen of winter is here next to the king of fire. So there may be some air on fire stuff going on. There may be some feminine getting, both their Isis and their Sekhmet on at the same time, like I find myself doing quite often, being a Gemini sun and a Leo rising, born to a Leo, like Ra. My father's a Leo too. So it could be some of that happening also, but there may be some of these couples, air and fire. Air, fire male, air female, fire female, air male. And in terms of walking away or walking toward, there could be, leaving one or the other for the other. There could be this sort of thing. But then we can't forget about this guy, who's potentially another person, another character, as well as this one, the prince and the princess of autumn. There may be some younger couples, maybe 30s and 20s. Masculine in his 30s, feminine in her 20s maybe. Earth on earth. Or if not necessarily younger, maybe youthful, maybe even young looking, even if it's an older person. Possibly a Virgo, which is the mutable signs, and therefore, the more youthful of the element of earth. Very interesting. New beginnings, very happy ones, and emotionally fulfilling, whatever the case is. So further advice to the masculine from the angel therapy cards is ear chakra. So you're also not only going to be using your third eye to see things, getting maybe an upgrade in your hearing for, towards some clear audience to hear different messages too. And that it could be connected to communication too. Like, it could be more surface, more literal, right? Just having to do with communication and actually listening to one another and speaking, clearly and effectively, effective communication. Hearing one another. It could be being pleased to have finally heard something that you've been wanting to hear a long time, like music to my ears. Doesn't necessarily mean actual music, although you might receive a message in actual music too. So there's different ways to look at this. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Now that's interesting too, because what do you have here, masculine, if you remember correctly? The 9 of water, which is all about your prayers and answers to your prayers. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. Love of life. For the feminine from the angel therapy cards, Vegetarian, vegan, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high energy life force, which elevates your spiritual frequency. Maybe some of us have been feeling heavy, bogged down. And terms like these can be misleading because, for example, vegetarian, vegan, I can eat all bread, maybe. And that would be vegetarian, vegan, not necessarily. No, yeah, it would be vegetarian, vegan. But then again, that's not going to lift me up. That's going to make my blood sugar high. That could make me intolerant to insulin, right? Have a glucose issue. And that can give me brain fog, or what's called grain brain, that people develop from wheat gluten, or, wheat in general, carbs. So I think if you're feeling heavy, to be more specific, let's talk about, literally lightening things up. And that will help your vibration to be lightened up as well. And your just overall mood to be lightened up. Try some fruit. Try some, vegetables. That's my recommendation as opposed to carbs. From the Namaste cards to the masculine, you are blessed regardless. So like whatever happens, every experience enriches us. This is how I feel about the Tower. Every experience enriches us and those around us in some way, regardless of what we achieve or don't achieve, do or don't do. All is a blessing in one form or another. Nothing is a mistake. For all serves a divine purpose. All is blessed. I agree. Namaste cards for the feminine. Ugh. The blessed treasure within. The qualities that you admire in others, you also possess. There's a treasure within you. This card is here to help you to reconnect with the well of wisdom, creativity, and beauty inside you. That sounds very high priestess. It's time for you to shine your light. From the angel cards to the masculine, the magician. So here's more about your ability to manifest whatever it is. Again, focused intention, you draw it in. Law of attraction. And you have the power to do that. Major Arcana card 1, the magician, represents the sign of Gemini yet again. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. This is about getting the law of attraction to work for you. Prayer, intention, focus, meditation. For the feminine, from the Angel Tarot, the Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Page of Fire is yet another fire sign character, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe a younger one or more youthful one. Maybe specifically a Sag. Maybe a child. This is the general reading. This may have something to do with a child or your child too. Still can be Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius. Still can be Mars too. Ready, the planet of action, driving you as a force. From the Animal Tarot to the masculine. Aww, the Two of Summer, more partnership. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships that were in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. And again, here is his other 2 that gives him the power, the strength to try to fix things. Again, quite possibly a fire sign, male or masculine, and an air sign, female or feminine. Yes. Feminine from the Animal Tarot. Ooh, I like this. Especially looking at the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles too. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, more Jupiter. More Jupiter. What can I say? That's what the wheel represents. The planet Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. But also, that's not all, the fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Speaking about moving and going toward progress, we have here the Queen of Air making a move towards something better, something a higher love, higher elevation, spirituality. And then here is the pot at the end. So hopefully we'll all find our version, our own personal version. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly general. I will be back with love. Thank you again for liking, sharing, subscribing, and for joining me in the first place. Namaste.